Well, good morning, everybody. It is 6:35 a.m. and it is the 9th of August, 2024, and it's going to be another rainy day in Eagle Nest. And I'm reading the comments this morning, and the main topic is the last video called "Unlocking Laguna Vista Hotel's Hidden Secrets," and this was um, one of the first things I noticed when I rode my e-bike around the village of Eagle Nest is I noticed this big two-story hotel that appeared was sitting on the lake, and it looked majestic, and there were little cabins around it. And when I first drove in there, it looked abandoned. It just looked like it was closed. And I wonder, why would this place be closed? I don't understand. And anyway, as I got going to town more and more, I noticed more activity, and I looked a little bit closer and I'm like, you know what? This place is open, and it's a big complex. And it not only includes the hotel and cabins, but there's a restaurant and saloon. And I found out about this really fascinating history of the saloon. And you're going to, tomorrow, I'm going to publish a video on the saloon and the ghost story attached to the saloon. And a couple of people remarked, boy, there seem to be a lot of ghost stories there in New Mexico. Well, there are two prominent ones here. There's the Cimarron one in the hotel there that I did a video on the hotel. And in an interview I did here in Eagle Nest, we talked quite a bit about the ghost stories in that hotel, and I'd heard rumors of the one here in the saloon, and you'll see that tomorrow. But neither one of these places advertises the ghost angle, nor do they financially benefit from it in any way. Um, so these businesses don't appear motivated by publicizing the ghost stories. In fact, it seems the one here, the saloon, they don't talk about it really at all unless you bring it up, which I did. I brought it up and I got a tour. Anyway, so let's look at I changed different glasses today because I noticed, if I look up like that, you see the rings of my light. Isn't that distracting as heck? In smaller area, that happens less, but I was watching yesterday's video and go, that's really distracting. But I have to have glasses to read the comments, even if I blow them up. I'm going to turn 65 soon, guys. All right. So there was a storm that rolled in, and I did a short on the storm. And it was pretty cool. It was a short. Randy G63 said that's very soothing. Then the first comment on unlocking Laguna Vista. Those are pretty little cabins. This is M. Campbell talking. Architecturally very in keeping with New Mexico vibe. The ghost story should be really interesting. Agreed. And then M. Campbell has a second comment on the short for the rain. I love rainstorms. That would make me want to take a nap. Desert Deb. Hey, Desert Deb. How are you? I know Desert Deb. I met her in Pahrump. It's got to be 2 years, almost 3 years ago. I wish there was a smell-o-vision. Yeah, it smelled pretty good. All right. MR 1961 said, sure are a lot of ghosts in New Mexico. And a reply for King for a Day. It's King for a Day 8725. They say a lot of violence going on back in the day, a lot of animosity between Indians and Spanish Mexico, the Mexican basically banning Americans from trading in New Mexico. Once a U.S. territory, then a state, there wasn't enough law enforcement to patrol the state. The area of New Mexico wasn't very populated and had little law enforcement, became a popular hangout for outlaws. And one of the reasons that was, this is part, in particular, Cimarron was a big big stopping part on the Santa Fe Trail. And that was a big deal, and it attracted a lot of names that you would have heard of. And there was also a train that went back and forth between Cimarron and the dam here in Eagle Nest. Uh, I had a daily short on a medical thing where they do operations. This was a lung operation done 5,000 kilometers away remotely. Pretty cool. And Destiny Cisco 3142 said, "Wonderful, thank you." Then back to the Laguna Vista. Susan Stevens 4232, love this place. Would I stay in the lodge? Heck yeah, sounds like fun. Um, Rob Ingoff, 322, interesting history there. Have you read anything of the book that you want to share with us? I haven't really gotten into, he's referring to the book I bought at the museum a couple of weeks ago. I've read a little bit. I haven't run into anything that I like immediately wanted to go out and share, but I probably will. Naj, thanks for more comments. Naj says, wow, I can almost feel the rain in the rainstorm one. And back to Laguna Vista, King for a day. I've stayed in the motel rooms and cabins. Hey, someone that stayed there. They're nice, but also older rooms. Occupancy can be deceptive, as I believe most folks stay in the cabins, not the motel, and the cabins are out of sight behind the motel. And he's explaining why I thought, hey, no one's here. They're out of sight. And he also had another comment, read up on Maxwell land grant. I'm familiar, definitely, but I probably should read up more on it. That included the entire Enchanted Circle area, and that's like from here all the way through into Taos and Red River. That's the Enchanted Circle. A very fascinating story. At one time, one of the largest land holdings in the U.S. When you talk about Maxwell, it's hard not to talk about Billy the Kid and that whole in the Lincoln County Wars, and it's pretty fascinating stuff, fascinating history. I have videos. I didn't notice this one. This is the last, but certainly not least comment. This is from my friend Jim. Okay, if you guys have been with me for a while, Jim from Canada, who camps with me every winter, and not this winter though. I'll tell you what, he'll be around. He'll be in Quartzsite, but he won't be camping with me. He says line dancing at 3733 is referring to why I love Quartzsite video. Quartzsite, yes. What a fun and healthy activity for everyone. Beginner classes Wednesday at 10 for 2 hours each week. Advanced class at 10 a.m. Mondays and intermediate classes 10 a.m. on Tuesdays. See you there. Why does he know so much about it? Because Jim, so 3 classes a week, and Jim was going to all 3 classes last year. Like the year before, he went to, I think, 1 a week. But it was like every time I turned around, where's Jim? Line dancing. Where's Jim? Line dancing. Jim, where are you going? Line dancing. And it's like, why does this guy like line dancing so much? It just doesn't compute. There's the instructor is a lovely woman who's been doing it there in Quartzsite for 20 years. Well, Jim married her the end of last season. Yeah, that's right. He married the instructor. Explains a lot, doesn't it? Anyway, this one's not quite as long. Good. Maybe it'll do better keeping it under 10 minutes. I notice I don't have it lit up in the back, mostly because Dottie got up early. She's not on the bed. Dottie's down there sleeping. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoy today's video is really cool. You need to check it out. It is, I went to do the interview for like the ghost story at the saloon, and they were running an hour late, and I had an hour to kill, so I just took off in the car, turned on this camera recording me driving, thinking maybe I'll run into something interesting, or at least I'll just babble and maybe I can cobble a video out of it. um, and by the way, I passed the 10 minutes, sorry. um, and I ended up in a, by total happenstance, driving down a dirt road and running into this amazing little community out on the side of the mountain in I'd say not the middle of nowhere, but in a very remote place. And it was a really cool little community. It was raining and the weather was perfect for the discovery. But anyway, check it out. I did all the editing last night. I did the short last night because I got to do work today. So I'm going to release everything in the next hour or so you can check it out. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you watching my videos. Hopefully I got the, look, I'm looking up and I got those rings on my, hopefully I did a good job of keeping those rings reflections off my glasses. I hope I did. I forgot to pay attention after I mentioned it. Take care.